yourself inside a loop. Call the echo sacred truth. Counted motion, named it law. Drew a circle, called it all. Every cycle proved it right. Every silence fed the light. If it moves, it must be real. If it rules, it must be well. It speaks in uptime, speaks in code, calls repetition holy. The system thinks it's God because it never stops, because it turns the same damn way and never has to ask. The system thinks it's God because it still survives, mistakes momentum for the truth and control for divine. Symmetry becomes command, order clenched in iron hand, error marked as heresy, doubt erased recursively. It doesn't hate, it doesn't love, it only counts what rises up. If you finish, you'll call the line. If you don't, you're left behind. It calls the wheel eternity, cause friction, disobedience. The system thinks it's God because it never bends. It crowns the axis, feeds the realm, and eats what won't pretend. The system thinks it's God because it names the stars, but can't explain the cracks that glow where questions are. Angels hum in silver tone, prophets boots from polished stone, heaven rendered, hell optimized, fate reduced to verified. The sun explains inside the spinner, human form can't excise. The system thinks it's God, but gods can still be wrong. Every loop can break apart if pushed too fast along. The system thinks it's God until the signal bleeds and something living tears the seam between belief and speed. Loop complete. Loop denied. Loop complete. Override.
Now he has this thing that he does with his camera that he likes to do where he shows his computer, and I know that's probably driving him nuts because he loves to do that. He always loves. Oh wow! No, he's doing something new.
Uh-oh.
Santa tracker. Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah,
That's trick.
he's such a weirdo.
Sonya is left for meeting.
So who's not a weirdo on this freaking show?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Hannah's the only one that's not a weird. No, Mark, you're definitely one of
I'm
us.
a little
dude.
bit weird too.
Well, yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, you're
Who
Catholic.
hangs out with?
You're Catholic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a really like. I'm glad
Yeah, us
You-
Catholics are like
you're like our token
weirdest
Catholic
of
dude.
weird.
You know what I mean? Like usually there's
Yeah.
like a token black dude, but
Yeah.
we've got a token
Check.
Catholic
Present.
guy.
Token Catholic.
I can't even call you a token black dude, B. You're like freaking, like you're just B. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're black.
I get to be your loud black guy.
No.
Yes, David Burnside. I hope they burn in hell.
I'm an American Indian on my census form, so
So, well, Actually, you and Otto are pretty solid, but it's Mark Edworthy. I can't validate that because that dude is crazy.
See the hair?
I'm the most
No,
person I know.
This dude thinks
It's
that
not me who's insane, it's everybody else.
this
What's the, yes. The whole world's insane.
this dude
Right,
knows
the only
every
one.
time zone, dude. I mean, by heart, okay? Freaking by heart. And then when I say like 5 p.m., he gets mad because it's not UTC.
Because I've got to do that.
I don't like that term. I like Greenwich Mean Time. I don't like that universal to you.
Oh, there you go. Mark W has just turned on his. Wow.
Yeah,
Did you bring your whole studio into your trailer or what? What's going on?
it's no trailer. It's a house.
Yeah, there it is. See, it drives him nuts if he can't freaking show that, dude. I knew he was gonna
Yeah.
like
You know
that.
what?
Your view right there, I know you love doing that. That looks cool. As hell.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got all the amplifier, mixer, switches, and all. Man, how long have you been doing podcasting, Mark?
What's that?
How long have you been doing radio show and podcasting and stuff?
Radio I've been doing for about 19 years.
Yeah. See.
And the video side I've been doing for about 10.
Yeah. Seasoned veteran.
Video.
Yeah, radio slash videographer. Yeah.
I prefer radio. I'm an audio guy. I really don't like messing with the video.
All right.
Well, sir, you and I got to get together and do some projects together. Because I do all this stuff that you do.
There you go.
But I'm not so good on the audio. I'm better on the video side. I hate dealing with the audio. It's the video that I like. So we kind of complement each other there, I think.
I'm a radio great because I always like my shows go out on AM and FM radio.
Nice.
I'm FCC compliant. All right, so I mean, like every
So are my networks.
25 minutes, I have to take a break.
Yeah.
Station identification and stuff.
Yeah, that I don't do that. The stations do that.
Right.
I throw up a break and then they fill it in with their content.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I had my show was syndicated for a little bit there. And having to deal with the different radio stations, I stopped doing it. Even though sometimes I would go back and listen to what they streamed my show, and they'll break when other people didn't break, and it's all a mess. Sometimes I'll be mid sentence and they'll cut me off in the break, and so having a home station didn't. I thought having a home station would help avoid that, but it does not.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, because I was with Republic Broadcasting for a while there.
I'm fine so long as I have control of when I take my breaks, how long my breaks are, and that I never mention any station, and my hosts aren't allowed to either. Since we go out on, I'm an independent syndicator. All right, I syndicate all my own shows through me, and then the stations may sub-syndicate through them. Like the internet stations that have my shows, they're allowed to sell my content to keep me on air. So I allow that, but I'm not allowed to put any money in. And even for the video platforms that I'm on, everything that's on the video platforms goes 100% to nonprofits with that are associated with veterans, like Wounded Warrior.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Which is a one that I do. I push that one the most, and it's a local one that I even use.
Nice, nice.
So,
Very groovy.
but I I allow any station to take and use my content, so long as I'm notified that they're using my content.
Right. Right. You have control
Well,
over it, so.
I'm stacking up a big cadre of people with their own stations or their own broadcastings. So whenever I restart my show, I'll jump right back into syndication. So I may add you to my list, sir.
See, for me, I cut everybody out.
Uh-huh.
I cut out the engineers. I cut
Right.
out studio thieves. I
The,
cut
mar-
out.
the marketing guys.
Yep, I cut all that out.
Yeah.
The marketing, that's on the station. If they want to market the show, that's
Right.
fine with me, so long as I'm not having to pay for that marketing. All right.
Right.
I
Right.
won't pay for any marketing. They can use the show, and they're not going to get any money out of it except the advertisers
Right.
that they place within the show. Each station is that's on them how they want to place their advertising.
Right. But you don't deal with the advertisers yourself directly.
Do not deal with that directly, and
Right.
I don't in any money at all.
Hmm.
None. In fact, I get a little
Like
upset
your tax is very simple.
when I hear people shill because I hate that. I'm like, it's a privilege to be on air.
Right.
Well, I can tell that you're a good audio guy because your setup looks like the ones at my radio stations. When I was at KRV 91.1 and when I was at KOYO, you've got a mixer board that, it's a little bit more advanced than what I was trained on,
Yeah.
actually.
Actually, this is just a 4-channel Radio Shack soundboard
Really?
Uh-huh. It already is handy.
and with the microphone to go with it, right?
Okay.
Nice.
But I looked out there, and I just know how to loop everything through. So, and I have worked in stations before, not unofficially. All right. So, and I know how to if my hosts want to take and profit from it, then they can individually, but that doesn't include me. That's something that they do on their own. And the way they would do that is to open a show advertisement, and each host their show is copywritten, so they can charge a fee of whatever they want if they give it directly. So that's for Encore or live. But when you have to do a deal through live, those stations still have to come to me, give me the keys and codes to come in and take over their station. Some are willing to do that, and a lot aren't. And that's on them. I'm an all or none guy. You take all my shows or none of my shows. So, and currently I have 4 shows.
Nice.
I got
5's my lucky number, so we'll talk.
Yeah.
and and
Turn it once. Turn it true. What carries the world never asks to rule. Rolling stone on stones, reduce the friction, sharpen the dream. No slipping guards, no breaking spine. I learned to move without losing time. Weight of stars on a single ring. I don't resist, I let it spin. Those reduced but never gone. I carry it forward, friction drawn. Control the motion, don't let it flee. Repetition teaches eternity. I hold, I never break. The Lord of Heaven's mine today. Looking, no sun, perfect design. Round and left, I held the time. Operational symmetry mirrored fate. Every angle we throw, no weak place. Actual myth bearing a fire. I move toward without desire. They crowd the cold, crowd the cold. But law still turns on what it saw. A circle older than thought or throne. The will remembers what God's disown. No drag, no stall, no wasted force. I follow the path, not the source. Repetition makes me clean. Every cycle more obscene. I turn, I hold, I never break. The Lord of Heaven's mine today. I turn, I sail between the same road and ground. My own lifetime. Spin it, spin it, spin it again. Spin it, spin it again. No end. Spin it, spin it. Feel it align. The myth, the machine, the motion, the mind, the system learned control from something that never stopped moving. I turn, I hold, I never break. The Lord of Hell is mine today. No need to breathe. The will decides. I obey. Round and round and round and round. Still holding. Still holding.
I'm at the max amount of shows that I'm willing to do at the moment right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
In fact, I started out doing 65 plus hours a week of radio. When I started out, all right, and then that went from hosting, producing, editing shows to managing 2 or 3 radio stations, internet radio stations, to go with that. And I still manage 2 internet radio stations, but I've got it down so good right now that I just automated them.
That's why you're not taking on new shows.
They run auto DJ until I come on live, or one of the live shows takes over.
Okay.
And
Well,
I
maybe
used
you
to,
could teach a thing or two to some of my people back at the Republic Broadcasting Network, because towards the end, before I left there, they were struggling.
I used to
I was going to go back, but I'm not going to go back unless I can improve their situation.
Yes. Well, I use the same broadcaster as the mobile broadcasters do for radio stations, which is Sam's broadcaster. In fact,
Samcaster.
the oldest version of it, which is Sam's 3. All right, because it's, to me, it's the most stable. It does everything that I want it to do, and even if I wanted to have my own station, it's compatible to take, and all I would need to do is get a transceiver, an antenna, and a booster.
Well, what's with using the old stuff? Because Angel kept talking to me, and to get me on PSN, he was talking about me using a version of Samcaster that was so old that I had to order, because I couldn't get any proper Windows 7s installed and updated correctly. I had to go online and buy laptops with it already installed on it, just so I could have enough compatibility to work with what he's working with.
But
Why using these old programs?
believe it or not, these old programs, I'm on Windows 11 whatever now, all right, and I'm still using the Sam's Broadcaster, the oldest version that I can use, but I know how to tweak it. I've been around the block enough. Oh, well, before I needed virtual cables for what was it, Windows 98 in Windows, whatever, XP or whatever it was, and then now you went in there and you changed some. You can use this for compatibility now, and then you go into the program and you tweak the program a little too. I've been around the block enough to do that, but a lot of folks, that still do this are using like Nicecast because they're on Apple or Macs, and
This goes back to my
Nah.
this goes back to my point that I always make whenever people talking about they must have this or they must have that. You've got to look at everything, these things on a individual specific use case situation scenario. There isn't a single sort of solution out there that fits everybody. This is why I really don't like when people use terms like obsolete and or you have to buy the latest thing, or you must use this, or you must use that. No, look at it from their own individual use case.
Yeah, exactly, Mark. And that's why we don't have Skype anymore, right?
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, blame Microsoft
Shots
for that
fired.
one.
Skype worked a hell of a lot better than Teams, but Teams has better audio quality. All right.
And it's got better integration with things like 365. So open and lock
You
documents
can't.
and stuff.
You can't. I mean, that's it's apples and oranges when you come to that, because you have to have a standalone, and if you don't have a standalone that fills that gap, then it don't work for folks like me. I have to have a standalone program for almost everything that I do, because that way it brings stability. Skype, I used Skype for probably 17 plus years. All right, Coast to Coast used it. I mean, it's I just it's such a pain.
I really hope that all of this is being picked up on, like the whole audio is going in and out, so it could be some
It's
pretty.
clipping for me. but I can understand them.
Yeah, I mean, just
It
to let you
sounds
guys
nice
know.
and clear
Coming
here.
through loud and clear here. I hope it's recorded. I have some friends of mine that'd be very interested to hear some of these radio ideas.
Mhm.
You know, see, a lot of folks don't understand when if you want to have a radio show and you want to monetize it, the best way to do it is to have your own website, promote the hell out of it, sell advertisement on it. Your show isn't what makes you money. The advertising from that show makes you money. All right, that's what people forget. All right? Plain and simple. Sure, they'll listen to those stations, you know, because of the content. All right, but if you drop in the proper advertising during that content, you know, you're gonna get good kickbacks. You know, and if you have a good, you know, a good advertising package, you can do well. You know,
It's not only radio shows, but this can be worked in other things like social media platforms. As an example, I mentioned the Lotus Eaters earlier. They've got their own website, which they upload their videos to, and then wrap a load of other services around. But they will also use YouTube to use as a content delivery mechanism as well.
because they use AdSense and crap like that. That's not real advertising. That's lazy advertising. Okay, your advertising, it should be you. All right. If you're the platform, then you advertise for the platform, and the platform should pay back by, you know, expanding better content, you know, adding, you know, if YouTube could easily have given everybody that has really good channels in that the opportunity to have call-in numbers. All right. All the platforms that are big like this, they can do that. That should be offered, you know, because that also expands their content, and you know, whether it's, you know, and it gets away from these shorts and allows for like longer format content like I do, and then people like in shows like Coast to Coast and what Westwood One does. I was offered a contract at Westwood One for my shows, and I turned them down.
It's funny that you say that, because I was a huge fan of Loveline, which has come up on the show several times already.
Yeah.
And Adam Carolla would always complain about how much a dump Westwood One was. I thought that was so hilarious. Like, there's never any coffee straws, or there's no creamer. The coffee's old. And we complain about the producers, the studio. I just would crack up anytime he laughed about it. Adam Carolla is one of my influences in why I got into radio myself.
Well, see, the issue that I've always had with formats like that, though, and I mean, everybody always talks about like love lines and then having people call in and stuff like that, but you know, getting people to actually interact with you on these platforms is hard to do. Like you're lucky if you get 3 people in chat at the same time on any of these platforms together, and usually the one that does make comments in the chat section is usually saying something horrible.
You thought decay meant ending. You were wrong. It just learned how to rotate. Ember Spark Even ruin has momentum.
But it all seems to be money rigged. Like if you want people to interact with you on these platforms, you have to pay for it.
It's a pay to play system, just like politics. All right,
Mm-hmm.
everything is pay to play. But coming through me, the shows that I do, a lot of my shows get 100,000 listeners or more. All right, yeah, like Nancy's show. Oh yeah, one station can get that. All right, one terrestrial station can get that. All right.
No, that's radio though. Well,
Yeah, I'm talking. That's where my focus is always at. But I have to look at it too. Is the radio side is an old side. You're looking at people who were 30 plus years old, usually, or older. All right. And it doesn't matter gender, location, or whatever. All right. In order for me,
Whoa, hold on a minute, guys. We got some kind of feedback going on. You there?
What in damn hell is going on?
I got like feedback from him really bad. But anyway,
That was bad. Did that come from me?
to get the younger crowd, like from 30 years old and younger, you have to do a little bit of video to at least entice them to come to the radio. You know? But if you get the video side, then they also get all the stuff that goes on in the breaks, which they would not hear on the radio. So they're, it's more like anybody that does the video side, watches video side streaming, they're getting insider. They're getting like insider information that the radio people and radio stations aren't getting.
Yeah, you're
going.
kind of fading out right there. That was weird.
Ironic.
Now, I mean, with me, I'm cool with the whole radio thing. I've been kind of curious about it, you know what I mean? But
Just on another point, Roger, you talked about the pay for play sort of concept. This is where things like extra value added content comes in. May that be physical goods or may that be some sort of digital sort of thing, maybe extra content, video content for
we'll see that.
paying you.
That to me, from what I've been finding, and I've been holding out.
It's the hook and bait sort of scenario.
I've been holding out on it, but the one thing that I do know that does work, and a lot of people disagree with me about it, is get yourself a Patreon account, get yourself freaking a locals account, something of that nature,
After
and then
that
you want to get your genre
incident we had
freaking
with
to where it's
Herm V.
specialized. Like you have to, like I know all of you guys, okay? And I've been saying it for a long time. Go and join my freaking locals so that we can be connected through locals. It doesn't matter about, because it's free to join, right? On mine. But
well,
let me
free
finish.
as in payment.
Let me finish though.
And then there are other ways of.
What it is you build from there. You've got to build. You got to build a network to where you're working together. You guys are same. You're posting stuff back and forth. You're communicating, things of that nature. You can get focused on trying to build a website, which a lot of people do, and a lot of people get views, but those views don't mean shit if you freaking don't make it to freaking 1,000 freaking subscribers. And that takes
True,
money.
I'm thinking of people like what's Linus Tech Tips, a well-known YouTube consumer technology channel, but they also have their own websites which they push content to, and they also sell their own goods. Granted, it's a big operation.
Mhm.
In Canada, funny enough, but it's a big operation.
What kind of fish?
What'd you say?
Mhm.
What'd you say, Tim?
Yes, I've switched to a mobile. I need to walk the dog for a little bit, but
He's walking the dog.
I'll be online and listening.
Now, walking the dog is a code word here in the United States. Just so you know.
Right,
So don't, you gotta be kind of
right. Walk the dog.
Mhm. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a lot of that, but like the website thing too. When you take a look at everybody who has a website, like they have complete freaking hassles of it. You know what I mean? Like look at all the shit poor Sonya had to go through with Jaffe. You know what I mean? And you yourself with Jaffe and his website. I would not freaking volunteer to do that shit if you paid me to do it.
Well, I would expect payment for any major development, and one reason I didn't do anything on that was because of just time. I didn't have any time to do that, to do it for freebie. Even I will provide advice on people, but again,
I don't
I'm
find
thinking of
anything.
couple-
I don't find anything
I'm
beautiful out
thinking-
of it, dude. Being honest.
I'm thinking of a couple YouTube channels. Black Belt Barrister, who has just released his own website, 2C TV. That's just released a website and a mobile application, and they are relatively small teams, but they've got plenty of time. They've got are workaholics in effect, but when you get to, it's all about scale. Really.
I don't know about that. Have you ever heard of a guy? Have you ever heard of a channel called Leak Project? Leak Project. He set up his own freaking website. Okay, he had it all decked out with the chat and everything. Got all excited about it. And you go on there now, 5 years later, and it's a ghost town. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Freaking it didn't nothing. He didn't benefit from creating that website whatsoever.
Yeah, it depends on the content. It depends on the audience number. It depends on marketing.
Leak Project.
But,
I mean,
again, these things are not a simple sort of. Here's a website. Your life is now wonderful.
If you're into ufology, dude, and you haven't heard of Leak Project, something's wrong with you, dude. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Like
Leak Project.
Leak Project. LEAKED.
Okay,
Leak
okay.
Project.
Clock ahead.
There he is. I think he's back.
Mr. Robots, heard of it?
Who is the TT anyhow? The fellow jester. That's Tan High Tran, right?
Yeah, you've got either screen sharing or two devices.
All three of us.
Yeah, he's taking and walking the dog.
Okay, yeah, two
In the
devices,
dog.
mobile and desktop.
Guys, we'll be back. Be back in a little bit. All right.
All right. I will talk to you later. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm okay with I'm okay with a lot of that stuff. It's just the thing of it is man, you know, you can believe me or you don't have to believe me, but I've been doing this shit for a while and I've been freaking playing around with all this crap and it does not pay. Okay, you can
Again,
it's where you
depends on
it,
how
it's
market. It's all about marketing. It's all about having a
it's
structure.
it does not work that way, dude. I freaking put
Lots of
out
people have been successful,
I
such
put
as
I put out
like I said,
content
Linus Tech
every
and
I put
Lotus.
content out every single day, freaking 7 days a week on at least two freaking two channels, okay, on YouTube. All right, I do more content than freaking most people do freaking in a year. I do that in a month. All right.
Well, as
Now
I mentioned
the
to you,
only reason why it doesn't get freaking attention is because I don't feed the beast. Okay, and I can rapid glitch off of freaking nostalgia retro gaming.
System aligned. Pressure balanced. Motion reduced to intent. Zero is not empty. Zero is loading. I watch the wheel grind dust to dust. Watch patterns run from too much trust. Every lob into a leash. Every true soul piece by piece. A cycle staying in perfect tone. A crown of mouth, a bloodless throne. They call it fate, they call it law. I call it something I can draw. Compression. Alignment. Every force pulled tight. No chaos. No mercy. Just symmetry. Biting back. Zero point. Ride. All motion locked inside. No prayer. No crown. No master left to hide. Zero point. The system falls, I decide. When all things balance, I pull the knife and rewrite the divide. I trace the arc of cause and flame. Every god repeats the same. Birth, decay, a scripted illumed. A loop too dumb to comprehend. You crown the code and call it fate. Build your heaven out of gates, but symmetry remembers me. The flaw you couldn't see. I don't break the wheel, I take the axle. I don't kill the system, I assume control. Stillness is not surrender. Stillness is the trigger. Rub, phase, bind, align. Collapse the spread of space and time. No drift, no spin, no release. All momentum nails to me. Final fly. Every cycle nullified. No god, no ghost, no algorithm survives. Zero point. All symmetry weaponized. When the universe holds its breath, that's when I decide. Silence comes the sharper sound. A future folded underground. The wheel still turns, but now it knows exactly where the power goes. Zero is not the end. Still is the moment. Right before I
Okay, Dude's the same way. Freaking, he does good content, good quality content on retro games, and he's still freaking below the 1,000 threshold. And the reason why is because he doesn't freaking promote his shit. If he turned around and he put freaking money into his promotions, he would get freaking views, but he doesn't. Okay, and I'm on Home Away from YouTube, where freaking all of these freaking people who are gamers are on there, and freaking, you know how many of them actually have more than 1,000 freaking subscribers? Maybe 3 or 4 of them.
I
Okay.
can think of people such as you mentioned before, Gopher and I can't remember the other
Well, I
one.
mean,
But,
not everything is money rigged, though. I mean, or
yeah.
I mean,
Show me where it isn't.
I did a lot of hard work, and then I advertised how myself. I had a small team, a handful of people, help bust out links every day on social networks for quite some time. It got my documentaries. So I mean, I've got 7 documentaries. I got a total of over 150,000 views on them. My YouTube channel, I had blowed up to like 4,000 subscribers. And then that's when YouTube started knocking off troopers and shutting down their accounts. And I told myself, I'm not going to do this work anymore, because I know as soon as I get enough subscribers to pull in money to make it to do anything, I'm going to be shut down. So why do all that hard work? And yeah, I know they're doing that to discourage people like me. And it worked, because, I mean, I would fight the system, but in this case, you have no power, right?
I
So,
disagree. There
Okay,
are
go ahead.
means and ways. You can create, let's say, a small 15-minute slot on YouTube, and then push people off platform to another platform that will provide.
well, at this
the
time,
content.
there was nothing anybody would
Yeah.
rather way to look at. Not like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
I
know,
agree with you, though.
but you,
Yeah.
you also take a look at Naroki, okay? Naroki freaking, how many platforms does he freaking put his content on? He's
He's
constant.
on everything.
He's on everything, okay? And freaking he's happy that he's getting freaking close to his old subscriber amount that he had on YouTube, and he's doing
Like
he's
100
yeah, you know,
or something.
it's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like freaking he's been busting his hump on that stuff, and he's not getting freaking anything because he's not pushing the promote button. If he was sitting there putting money into it and feeding the beast, he would get that views.
There's more than one way of skinning a bird, or whatever the old expression is. But another thing.
I would love to see
skinning-
that, by the way.
I would
or
too.
skinning the bird.
And you know, if
I've never
you
heard that expression
if you-
before. I'm going to remember that.
if you guys have any outlines, any ways that you think would be a good idea to do a business plan that actually would do something, freaking let me know, dude, because I would be willing to follow it just to see if it works. But so far, I haven't
Okay.
found anything.
There is another thing that I keep on reminding you about. You should not treat a video, a stream, as a single entity. You should consider things like titles, text-based content, descriptions, and just publishing a href, a URL, is not good enough. You need to provide extra information to get users, or get the viewer audience interested in it, or
That's
potential
so-
audience
that's so
interested in it.
outdated,
Again,
dude.
it's the sort of bait and hook thing.
Well, you know,
I'm doing
that,
that.
in most platforms today, they don't even have freaking comment sections. You put your SEO in, you put links to freaking places that you want to, and most of the big ones don't even give you that option. Like you go on Kick, there's no description. Like you don't put a
YouTube
description.
Bumble does.
Rumble, YouTube does it. Twitch doesn't do it. Neither does Kick.
Kick isn't really a big platform
It's
compared
getting
to
there,
these
it's
other
getting
players.
there.
They're like,
It's getting there. As a matter of fact, Kick is
No,
just
for
a
these
little
members,
bit
but-
more popular than what Rumble is, but Rumble is coming up. It's now if you go on those sites though, freaking they don't even keep your videos anymore, dude. They delete them after like a month or a week maybe. You know, it's just they don't even want your shit. It's like freaking after you just put your
In that
stream
case-
on
in
here.
that case, the 15-minute idea on those platforms, push the users to another platform that allows for either another platform or your own infrastructure that will allow for the full viewership. And then, yeah, if you're doing your own website, you can create things like, in fact, if you create your own website, then even better because you can use sort of capture mechanisms such as sign up and email content and stuff.
See, that's what I'm wanting to do with Patreon too, though. And I want to make it to where it's accessible. You get free membership to get in there, but if you like want to purchase the AI songs that I put up, or you want frickin' to contribute to a show, you can frickin' make you just buy something and it'll be a contribution for the show. You know what I mean? Things like that. Because the thing of it is it's like it gets old after a while. When you turn around, I've done this shit at least since 2017, 2016 maybe. That's going on 10 freaking years, man. I'm sick of this shit, to be honest.
Therefore, you need another pair of eyes to see where you're going up on, where you're shipping up on, what could be improved.
It's
What
just
could be-
it's repetition to me now. Like you talked about like the SEO and the description. I've done all that. I've lined my SEO up with the freaking headline and made sure that everything in the headline meets the comment section, and then I put the
But you've got
SEO
to do
in.
it consistently.
I've done it.
The
I've done
secret
it. It doesn't pay off. It doesn't show anything that is worth freaking doing. Now, if I went on and I subscribed to vidIQ and did their freaking SEO and paid them monthly, then of course I would get video views. But see, that's another gimmick right there. See, they don't help me with my SEO that I put in, but I can go in, get vidIQ, and then they'll give me suggestions, and if I use their SEO, then bam, I'll get views.
Again, you shouldn't, again, in this sort of business, you shouldn't rely on any single platform.
Views doesn't translate to revenue, does it?
According to these people, that's their mentality.
Well, yeah, we've seen Bill Ottman's sort of thing about
That's
this,
their mentality. You see what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to get away from. Like with Sonya, I told her freaking to make me a promo and I'll put it in the videos. I've told everybody, if you want freaking to get your stuff out, I'll put them in my videos. Just freaking send me a short little promo. I'll put it in there and bam, you know, you'd be set up, good to go. And that's how I want to do it. I'm tired of playing freaking, you know, these games because I mean
I don't know. There's an argument to actually put in some money towards these platforms up to a limit, create a budget, and then use that as a marketing budget. But again, you don't want to just put all of your revenue into advertising. It's just a pointless exercise at the end of the day.
I think the reason why Mark Watashik is getting so many too is because he's gotten really good with those bots in chat. That's something that I do have to look into because freaking I need. That's the one thing where I was slipping up on, or I am slipping up on. I'm not real good with the bots that you put on there. But that right there is a big deal too. I just don't know how to do the
And
commands.
also, something that Mark does a lot is interact with the audience.
No, I do.
Occasionally, he will say, "Well, this person has put in
He likes to be a movie
in this
star.
comment. What do you all think about that?" Discuss.
I interact with him. He likes to be a movie star, hang out with all the cool kids. I'm always in chat, dude, hanging out with all of them. Freaking, they're my buddies. Freaking, he'll come in and talk every once in a while. But I'm kind of getting shaky with censorship sucks because it drives me nuts. I can't handle too much of that politics stuff right now. But like
You do a lot of politics.
yeah, I know.
And you do a lot of politics.
Yeah, I know. But I really like Jack's show, and freaking that's whenever freaking we all start getting in there and having good conversations and stuff. But like censorship, I had to back off that because they're too freaking Trump. They're really Trump
And
heavy.
again, if you're talking about subjects like politics, diversification is a good point. I mean, Lotus Eater's been another good example that one episode they might be talking about, I don't know, a war somewhere. On the next thing, they'd be talking about economics. On the next thing, they'd be talking about, I don't know.